Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in the show today, in Indonesia, city volunteers are providing care and support to vehicle accident victims in Padang of West Java. We visit Seoul in South Korea to see how their BRT system is helping the city reduce 20% of vehicle usage. And in Taiwan, we join guide dog trainer Zhong Haoyu as she carries out her daily training session with her guide dog named Ad. In West Java, Indonesia, on a mountain road prone to accidents in Bandan, another tour bus found itself involved in misfortune, killing 4 tourists and injuring 9. To this day, there are still 8 passengers in the hospital, and Indonesia's city volunteers are lending support to those in need.
According to the local Indonesian news reports, a tour bus carrying Taiwanese and Chinese passengers overturned on a mountain road near West Java on October 1st. Those injured were sent to nearby hospitals. Although the 9 Taiwanese passengers did not sustain life-threatening injuries, 8 of them are still in the hospital recovering.
Currently, there aren't any life-threatening injuries. Our colleagues are here to assist the Taiwanese businessmen and the Tzu Chi Foundation.
Taiwan's foreign ministry says that they have already contacted the immediate family of those involved in the accident and will provide assistance for the family members to travel to Indonesia. Tzu Chi volunteers and Taiwan's ambassadors in Indonesia are also standing by to help.
Currently, we are on standby. We visit them every day to see what they might need help with.
The fatal accident killed 3 Chinese tourists and 1 Indonesian tour guide. According to the reports, the tour bus was hired privately by this group of tourists, and the authorities are still investigating the cause of the accident.
In the United States, the Mojave Desert is home to a group of illegal immigrants and farmers with no medical insurance. 2 weeks ago, they were jolted by over 200 earthquakes and a sudden rainstorm, resulting in a severe flooding. To help the residents, on September 22nd, city volunteers brought 300 barrels of cleaning supplies.
Inside the Mojave Desert, 250 kilometers southeast of Los Angeles, there is an endorheic rift lake known as the Salton Sea. The salinity of the Salton Sea is 50 times greater than that of the average sea. Looking at the peaceful lake now, it is difficult to imagine that there was a heavy rainstorm 2 weeks ago.
It was a very ugly smell that came from I don't know where. It was very disgusting.
The high temperatures and the rainstorm resulted in the sudden death of clusters of fish, and the air is filled with dust and bad odors. This is an Indian reserve, but in reality it is a place filled with illegal Mexican immigrants or seasonal farmers living in trailers, and wherever there is harvest is where they will be headed.
No, my dad now is working.
Why not?
Because it's finished.
How do you make money for the family? Nothing?
Nah, nothing.
This little boy's mother does not speak English, and she does not seem bothered by the flies that surround her. There is still salt residue on the tapped land from the storm. The efforts to clean up their homes proceeds at a snail's pace.
You can also see over here that there are 30 to 40 flies nested on this dog's body and surrounding him. The entire environment is extremely unhealthy. That is why we encourage them to start with the cleaning of their environment.
The parents go out to work, leaving the children to look after the house. Targeting this poorest community in the United States, Tzu Chi volunteers intend to carry out a long-term plan to bring care to these households, and they start by sending cleaning kits to each and every family.
But I've seen, even there was a very short contact with the families that came to receive their buckets, the cleaning buckets. It was with respect and dignity too. I felt it very strongly from you, all of you.
With the assistance of the volunteers, they hope to overcome barriers of language and ethnicity to understand the needs of these people who reside on the edge of the desert.
In the Philippines, a community in Parañaque City was struck by a fire that destroyed 63 houses, leaving 170 families without roofs over their heads. After conducting a disaster assessment, Tzu volunteers quickly held a relief distribution that helped victims regain the strength to move on.
In Barangay de Estrada 2nd in Suca, Parañaque City, Philippines, a fire destroyed 63 houses, leaving 170 households homeless. Ahalito Gonzalez, who drives a jeepney, says he couldn't work for many days after the fire.
The fire destroyed everything. I was only left with the clothes on my back. I couldn't even save my children's workbook. I'm very grateful to Tzu for helping us.
The fire came rapidly, therefore many residents couldn't save anything. Thankfully, Tzu volunteers reached out with a helping hand by providing the survivors with cooking utensils, straw mats, second-hand clothes, and much more. The distribution helped the victims regain the strength to move on.
I'm a victim myself, but I want to help other victims too. I know there are a lot of people that are in worse situations than me.
Despite losing everything, local residents still donated to the coin banks to help others. Learning sign language from the volunteers brings smiles to the victims' faces. The victims also pray with the volunteers as they see hope in their future.
Staying in the Philippines but moving to Marikina City, the dental department at the Tzu Free Clinic Center officially opened on September 7th. Since then, every Friday and Saturday, team of doctors and Tzu volunteers have been holding dental services to the local residents.
Lying on the examination chair at the dental clinic, 49-year-old Mercy, who has not visited a dentist in 2 years, is arriving at Tzu's free clinic on this day with her friend for dental treatment. Upon careful examination from the doctor, Mercy did not have to get her tooth extracted.
The doctors told me that my front tooth is not damaged beyond repair, so they suggested to me to just have the tooth filled.
After having her tooth filled, Mercy happily expresses her gratitude to the doctor as she is able to return home with a beautiful new look to attend her grandson's birthday party.
I am extremely happy because when I return to my village, I will be able to smile at people, showing off my beautiful front tooth.
The dental department at Philippines Tzu Free Clinic Center officially opened on September the 7th and provides dental services such as teeth scaling and teeth filling to the local residents twice a week.
I came here last week for teeth scaling, and today the doctors did a filling on my tooth. If oral hygiene is not maintained, it can cause bad breath. But now I don't have to worry about that anymore. I can show my teeth and smile openly.
Today's dental clinic service consists of 4 dentists and 14 dental assistants. Among them are 9 students from the Tzu Vocational Training Center. These students hope that through this practical training, they will be able to gain valuable experience.
The preparation work beforehand is extremely important, especially when there are many patients. We need to act swiftly so that we do not slow down the doctor's pace to see other patients. Therefore, we need to be focused.
At every dental clinic service, there is also interaction between Tzu volunteers and the patients, as the volunteers hope to utilize the opportunity to recruit more people to join their ranks.
Next, we visit Seoul, the capital city of South Korea, which since 2004 has been working to limit the amount of vehicle use by the city's residents through such programs as the BRT. Thanks to the city's promotion of public transportation system, vehicle use has dropped by 20%, as commuters and residents are increasingly finding the BRT a quick and convenient solution to their transportation needs.
weaving through a multitude of pedestrians and vehicles, runs Taipei's public transportation system. Here in Seoul, Korea, however, 4 lanes, approximately 30% of the road, has been given over for the use of BRT buses and platforms, with cars forced into the remaining 3 lanes. According to the KOTI president, Kyung-kyo Kim, this setup is in fact fair.
More than 200 buses passing in one direction. This meaning is 200 multiplied 70 passengers. This means 140,000 passengers per one direction.
Current transportation planning in Seoul, unlike in many other cities, does not center around the car, but the residents themselves. Here in Seoul's Gangnam district, even with 7 lanes, driving through the district took 2 hours. And when the government took 4 of those lanes away to build the BRT, motorists were furious.
We built the BRT at here. It's very difficult because the passenger car lose 3 lanes. We are congested. Why you put more, making the more congestion like that? But after the build of this BRT, the bus passing this from here to here only 15 minutes.
A reduction of travel time by 80% is possible because BRT buses use dedicated bus lanes, which means they are not affected by surrounding traffic. To make the commute even faster, some countries have installed the buses with the transmitter that as the bus reaches an intersection, it sends a signal that changes the traffic light ahead to green.
For example, 200 meters before the intersection, if there's a red light up ahead, the system will take into account the safety of the cars and then turn the light as soon as possible. If the light is green as the bus approaches, the system will make sure to hold the light until the bus passes through.
Priority signals and dedicated bus lanes ensure that BRT buses always have the right of way. In addition, the city government has centrally planned out routes and hired out operators to manage various sections of the routes. To ensure quality stays high, the buses are equipped with GPS systems.
We check on the safety of the passengers. If the drivers speed off or start moving before the doors are closed, these dangerous actions will all be recorded.
However, to be relevant, the buses not only have to be safe but on time. To achieve this, the BRT bus system is equipped with real-time information boards that show passengers how long they have to wait.
When it's coming, and then they're waiting for just like that. Many things is available for here, right?
So they can also see this information on their cell
On their smartphone.
Such steps have succeeded in persuading 20% of drivers to switch to using the BRT system. To encourage others to do the same, the government has eliminated parking spaces and increased parking rates.
Usually you can see it in downtown, the last curbside, there are a lot of parking spaces. People 2004, but we delete, and we expand over the sidewalk.
Understanding that a city should be about its residents and not their cars, Seoul is slowly taking steps to ensure that public transportation becomes as convenient and as fast as possible, thereby giving people no reason not to make the change.
Today we are meeting a guide dog trainer, Dong Hao-yu, and her currently under training guide dog, Ad. We often see these guide dogs on the road, helping the visually impaired travel to their destination. In fact, it takes a great amount of effort and care to train one of these guide dogs. Guide dog trainer Zhong Haoyu is taking her dog Ad, who has been in training for nearly a year, on an MRT trip to see if Ad is ready to be a guide dog.
Straight. Okay, hop up. Forward. Good. Straight.
To prevent passers-by from giving wrong orders, guide dogs are trained in simple English instructions to help them understand their owners. However, just stepping out on the roads, Ad makes a mistake.
Ad. Watch. 刚刚是有人吗？对，刚刚是进口方面。哦 ，OK， 对，要注意一下。哎 ，forward, straight.
Though it was the cameraman's fault for blocking the road, Ad, being scolded by his trainer, is losing confidence.
还没到就对。哎，好吧。Monica。哦，这里。耶。
After you nearly trip over that bike, Ed is more sensitive to narrow spaces.
Ensuring these guide dogs stay in a positive state of mind is an important part of the training, as it helps them make correct judgment calls. Thus, Dong Haoyu keeps on encouraging Ed as they go through the training.
Yes, Ed,最棒. Ed, good boy. Good.
Basically, we don't encourage anyone to train them using food because we are afraid that later, when they are on the street, they will look for food. So after the mid-phase training, we encourage them with words.
Finally arriving at the MRT station, and as the training is coming to an end, Ad is again frightened by the crowd of passengers.
On the door. Left. On the door. Left. On the door. Left. On the door. Stay. Sit. 过了。刚刚是很多人吗？一群人挡在门口，然后他就不晓得能不能过。对啊，对啊，就完成这阶段的任务了。
For this session, I would give him 70% because he was too nervous.
The guide dog trainers are still happy and proud of their dogs for making little improvements each day. It is also that sense of achievement that motivated Zhong to give up her high-paying job to pursue this interest.
My parents didn't strongly oppose, but they were worried of the hardship of this job. Like at first, when I started, my skin condition wasn't really good, and they blamed it on the dogs. I told them that's not the case. I am more stubborn. I like to do what I enjoy, and it only matters if I'm happy at work.
我就说不是，好吧，我比较任性，我就说这是我喜欢做的，高兴，开心就好。
There's a reason why Zhong's parents are worried, because training these dogs are only a small part of their work, as they hold responsibility for each dog.
就是半夜寄养家庭。
At midnight, our foster families will call us, telling us that the puppy is vomiting and they are really nervous. So we have to go to their house and keep them company.
就是照顾幼犬。牙刷比较。
Toothbrushes can't really clean their teeth well, so with this cloth, you can clean them one by one.
一颗一颗去擦。
You are handsome and adorable. What are you thinking? What are you saying? I can't hear you. Louder. Is that what you think? I sometimes have really boring conversations with them.
To these guide dog trainers, taking care of these dogs is like taking care of their own children. However, when the time comes, they must also let go of these guide dogs so that they can go on to be guardian angels for the visually impaired. For the past 18 years, Tzu Chi has been promoting its mission of helping the needy in Indonesia, where 80% of the population is Muslim. Seeing the good work Tzu Chi has been doing, many local residents have overcome the differences in religion and faith to join Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminars.
In Indonesia, 80% of the population is Muslim. Yet after watching DaAi TV, Fifi, a Muslim herself, says she felt the philosophy promoted by the Buddhist NGO is the same as her religious leader, Muhammad.
It touched my heart when I saw the volunteers helping the disaster victims.
This is Fifi, who is joining Tzu Chi's volunteer training seminar to become a certified Tzu Chi volunteer. Tzu Chi's philosophy of respecting different religions left a deep impression.
The Tzu Chi brothers and sisters will always remind us that it is time for us to pray. They will find a mosque for us so we can pray.
Without having to worry about differences in religion, Fifi found the right path in life.
Every religion reminds its believer to do good deeds. This is the common goal in all religions.
Other than Fifi, there are another 30 Muslims walking on the Tzu Chi path. For them, religion is not a division.
If I could go back in time, I would have definitely joined Tzu Chi earlier.
Tzu Chi has been spreading its seeds of love in Indonesia for 18 years. As a Jingsi Hall will be established in Indonesia very soon, great love will be the solid foundation for this spiritual home.
In China, DaAi Technology recently opened up its first branch in Shenzhen of Guangdong province to promote eco-friendly textiles as well as Master Zheng Yan's ideals of living in harmony with the planet. Local business also donated a place for volunteers to hold study groups as a way to introduce Tzu Chi to more local residents.
With the removal of the red cloth, DaAi Technology in Shenzhen is officially open. The venture aims to promote eco-friendly concepts in nearby areas.
Master Zheng Yan encourages people to live in harmony with the planet, and we want to promote that concept in China.
Shenzhen lies close to Hong Kong and is also an important transport hub in China. It has flourishing industry and business sectors, as well as a rapid increase in immigrants. Since 2009, Tzu Chi has been promoting Tzu Chi's version of humanity in Shenzhen.
There are many retailers in Shenzhen, and they all moved to China's South City, so the population here has increased rapidly. That is why we accepted the invitation to open a branch here. They also donated a place for us to hold study groups.
The new branch of DaAi Technology not only gives people the opportunity to learn about Tzu Chi's environmental concepts, but also encourages the locals to practice recycling in their daily lives.
DaAi Technology uses plastic bottle to manufacture useful products. I think this is our best gift to Mother Nature.
October 1st marks the National Day in China, and this year it falls on the day right after the Moon Festival. Thus, the Chinese people go on a long holiday. Many of them have decided to travel to Taiwan and are visiting the Tzu Chi Guandu ground to learn more about the Buddhist NGO's missions and philosophy. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.